good morning, good morning. Welcome to the Morning Banana Show. I am your boy, Adam John. Welcome to the Morning Banana Show. I always say, if it has an apple, it also has a banana. That's me. I do identify as a banana eating, apple having, I don't know. Sorry about that. That's inappropriate, Adam. But I do eat bananas. Those are facts. Welcome to the Morning Banana Show. We're at number 150. That's 150 bananas that we've had together. Most of them have been organic. So welcome, welcome, welcome to the show. Today is Tuesday, April 11th. And let's jump right into it. I was looking at the Schumann vibes, the Schumann frequency. You can look at this yourself. And there's a giant blackout. It went completely white out, like a white out pattern or high vibes. Usually it's 7.83, right? Or 7.86. And then it blacked out for a while and now it's calm again. So something went on. You can say, well, it's measuring in Russia, so maybe some EMP or something, or electromagnetic frequency was spiking the chart in Russia. That's kind of the one snag that I'm kind of confused on. Because the Schumann frequency meters are only as good as the meters themselves and where they're located. I don't really think Russia has Schumann resonance meters situated all over the earth. I don't think that. I don't think that they claim that either. Moving right along. We'll take a quick look at the live streams over in Kiev and various areas of the Ukraine. They look peaceful, looks nice. People in the comments probably don't even know what to do with themselves. The news, members, bombing people, yeah. Imagine watching these live streams and trying to be supportive of a war that is clearly not going on according to the live streams. The live streams are not showing some massive chaotic war. They're showing a really peaceful place that looks nice to go to. So it's April 11th. I figured I would do a morning banana show and talk about how my mom is back in the hospital. Not last night, but the night before. We called a variety of mental health and healthcare professionals and wound up being advised to call 911. My biological mom, has been on a lot of medication, been an alcoholic for all of my life. And she's recently got sober. But before she got sober, she's 71. She was falling. She hit her head a couple times. So when a 71-year-old lady who's been on, booze and drugs her whole life is now claiming to start seeing apparitions, at first you kind of understand, yeah, I guess you would after that much abuse. So all of us were kind of taking it like, well, what are you seeing? And she would describe, starting about 3 months ago, people in the bushes, and we weren't sure if there's actually people in the bushes or not. And then it got more and more obvious that it was hallucinations. We have a friend who is into, Christian religion or spirituality, and we had her call him, and at first his opinion was that it was medical, and then he said there might be a spiritual component to it. My mom admits that she hit her head, and bonked her head pretty hard. So right now she's getting a CAT scan, and they're doing mental health checks and whatnot. But I guess the concern isn't the goblins and the demons that she's seeing. The concern is that what they're telling her, and increasingly they're telling her to hurt herself, don't take your medication, start drinking again. And it's elaborate and very detailed and very concerning, being her son. And I think right now, being in the hospital, she's in the best place ever. So she said as of last Sunday that she was hesitant to tell me about her hallucinations because she was worried that I would lock her up in a padded room. Which I guess, is a legitimate concern for elderly people. They don't want to be locked up away from their loved ones. My mom is on a waiting list to go to long-term care. So, being locked up is a legitimate concern for elderly, I think. But she's willingly going to long-term care soon. That's not like kicking and dragging and screaming. She is now agreeable to go. So between you and me, if you watch my stuff or you care about how I share my life publicly with all you guys the best I can, what my hope is, and if you're a praying person or somebody who meditates, what my hope is that she goes from this hospital to long-term care and lives out the rest of her days surrounded by people who are caring about her. She loves being pampered. While I was there, I was rubbing her feet at the hospital. She loves that. Like, what 71-year-old woman wouldn't want her feet rubbed? So she loves being pampered, and maybe because she's a proud, stubborn Aries who's had a tumultuous life, maybe it doesn't come across as well as I can see it, that she puts up walls of I'm independent. But my mom loves to be pampered, for sure. So we finally got her to the point where she was agreeable on that and agreed to go to long-term care. My sister and I signed off on the paperwork. So it's just a matter of physically moving her body into a long-term care facility that is willing to take her. And right now, because there is a waiting list, that hasn't happened. So I was hoping that one of these doctors would fast track this process and start the ball rolling. I even put a phone call out to various locations here in Niagara, and like community care, and another representative from the basically the logistics coordinator that would oversee this situation from her going into her house now to long-term care. So that's my hope. And I think one of the most disturbing things that's happened outside of listening to my mom tell me detailed hallucinations this last little while, one of the most disturbing things is Dr. I'm not going to say his name, but the doctor called me, and he was like, what is her code? What is her code while she's here? What is the code? And because I have some family who are doctors, I have friends who are doctors, friends who are nurses. My adopted brother is a doctor, my adopted mom is a doctor, my adopted sister is a doctor, a lot of doctors. I understand that he was asking me, like, what is the code of conduct? Should she need life support as we start tinkering with her? Should we have a code to resuscitate her, or code to put her on life support? Or what is the code? Should we just let her pass away if something goes wrong with her heart? And I was kind of taken aback by the situation. And he goes, oh, it's okay, I'll talk to her. And I said, well, she is coherent. She is a coherent lady. Yeah, she's having these hallucinations, but she's coherently having them. She'll describe them to you and she'll tell you, I'm not sure if that's real or not, but it feels pretty real. The demons are telling me that they ate my spleen. I'm not sure if I have a spleen and it hurts in my stomach. Can I get a Tylenol? The demons are telling me to eat my hand. You know, the ghosts are telling me to eat my hand. That way I don't have to go to hell. I don't want to eat my hand because I'm not listening to them. That's the level of hallucination. And then she'll say to me, like, I'm not sure if it's real or not, but also I haven't slept in a while. So the problem is these hallucinations. And you can imagine if you had these type of hallucinations, you'd be kind of anxious, to say the least. So my mom hasn't been sleeping properly, which obviously just exacerbates the problem. So I've been telling her, hey, you need to sleep. One of the problems that I have with my mom is that she doesn't really leave her couch. We got PSWs and nurses, people trying to get her motivated to move around. But also, you know, at 71 years old, you know, if you're not set in your ways by then, living on the couch. It's tough, but everybody who knows me knows that I've been watching my mom make these poor life choices and poor healthcare decisions for years, kind of choosing her own fate for years. So some people may be blessed to have their parents just suddenly die out of nowhere. Not your boy here. I've had to painfully watch my two biological parents over the course of years deteriorate. So knowing all that and knowing what some people go through, for me, going to the hospital yesterday and visiting her was actually enjoyable because I know that time isn't promised to us and there's no guarantee that I'll have her with me for another 10 years. So I was just enjoying hanging out with her. Like I said, I didn't mind to rub her feet and hang out with her for a bit and listen to her describe these hallucinations. I think, hey, at least she's coherent. At least she knows me. At least she can still recognize that my name is Adam and I'm her son. And I don't have any delusions that she's going to live forever. And I was hoping, you know, maybe a little bit longer, but 71, you know, to get this far has been quite the miracle. She's legitimately almost died a couple times already. And if I didn't take her to the hospital when I did the last few times, there's no doubt in anybody's mind that she would be dead. So some people would take that as, oh, if you're living on borrowed time, let's turn your health around and get healthy. And she has these starts and fits of doing that, but then kind of always slides back into her old ways. It does not help the amount of medication that she's on. And I am not like a healthcare professional, you know what I mean? So I have so many things that I can do, but I'm limited as well because, like, what am I going to do? Tell her to stop taking her medication? She's got like blister packs of medication that she takes throughout the day. So much different stuff. And some of it is for legitimate things. Some of it, you know, I would question. But again, I'm not a doctor. I'm not going to insert myself into her medical regimen. And I guess this is the problem. Until somebody's willing to do that. Everybody knows that when you're taking 100 different medications and they interact and when they interact, they may cause various side effects and create this other third or fourth different medication in your stomach. So that, with a combination of, you know, her having a UTI for the last little while, I mean, I have no idea what's going on, but a lot's going on. She showed me her left thumb and it was all mangled, like the bone was sideways. She goes, oh, I broke my thumb 6 months ago when I was in hospital last, but they never put a splint on it. And I said, does it work? And she said, yeah, it works, but it's painful. Like, I didn't even know that. I didn't know that she, like, what am I supposed to do? Inspect her entire body every time she falls? I didn't, like, you know, how often do you look at your mom's thumbs? So I feel bad about that I didn't catch that. Like, her thumb looks fine. It's just, and it's functional. It's just knowing her, I can tell that something is wonky with her thumb. I don't know. Like, if I was walking around like that all the time, you'd be like, what's going on with your thumb? But it's still usable. Oh, I fell 6 months ago. So she might have broken a bone in her thumb. a while ago. Yeah, so I'm not asking for your help. I'm not asking for God's help. It is what it is. I don't think that people live forever, and it sucks to watch your parents deteriorate. But like I said, it's not anything new for your boy. But that's what's been going on with me, aside from having to, work a regular job and run our businesses as I do. All that being said, if you want to support me, you can buy my new upcoming book. I would say about 90% of it is written. There's a couple of stories that I'm working on in the background, trying to flush them out. And I don't want to publish the book until I have stories and timelines wrapped up, because I want to write about that after the fact. If you follow what I'm saying. So it'll all make sense when the book is out. Pre-order the book at adamjosh.com on the shop section, I believe. Let's check the link together. Yeah, there's a link that says shop, and the book is under there. You can pre-order it. That would help me. Start investing in yourself. Follow me on Twitter at adamjosh.com. Start a workout regimen. I work out every 2 days. My workout routine is posted on Twitter, exactly what I'm doing. My son, Caden, 12-year-old, works out with me with less heavy weights. So he can do it. He can too. What else can I say? Follow me on Twitter. Yeah, if you feel like supporting an organization that actually supports U.S. veterans, and you can support Codevex. Yeah, that's about it. Take care of yourselves. If you have a mom and she's alive, give her a call and tell her you love her. It costs you nothing. Call your mom and tell you you love her. If you can hug her, hug your mom. They're not, your parents aren't with us. Our parents aren't with us forever. Eventually they gotta go. It's the same as we gotta go one day. So I try not to put things off like that. Like, I try to keep the line open. Even with my biological dad, who might even be watching this, we don't have the greatest relationship. And, it takes a pain on both sides. And I still chat to the guy and send him messages back and forth. I don't want to be huggy, lovey-dovey with my biological dad. And to be honest, I don't really want to be like my dad at all. I have a rich dad and I have a poor dad. So I appreciate both of them. And read my investment book coming up to find out more about it, about my situation with my parents. All that being said, follow me on Twitter. If you're fasting, the month of Ramadan is almost over. So I apologize that I'm keeping it in on camera, but I have not converted to Islam. All right, everybody. Ramadan Kareem, Ramadan Mubarak. It's almost over. You got it. Hang in there. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.